Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. We are just waiting on one of our team members to join. So very sorry for the delay, but we should be on shortly. Thank you so much.
Log this off. I forgot to make my shadow style check. Yeah. Beg your boss.
Renee Smith.
Alisa, I think I'm in now. Are you hearing me? I'm not hearing.
Yes, I'm hearing you. My mic was muted. And
oh, finally.
All right. Okay. So good afternoon again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Today's webinar is all about Salesforce empowerment. And just to remind you that the sessions are being recorded. There we go. So welcome again, special welcome to our interviewer, Xavier Allen, Head Transformation, Sales and Service. Our panelists, Kevin Walker, Branch Manager, San Diego Shopping Center, Keon Morrison, Branch Manager, Port Antonio Branch. So team, today's session is all about Salesforce empowerment. And the goal of the interview is to get insights on how these two branch managers are managing their sales teams such that they are meeting targets. To hear their views on the elements of the Salesforce effectiveness programs that they find effective and helpful, and to inspire the wider sales teams across the organization to utilize the available tools from the Salesforce effectiveness program. So team, we're doing it a little differently today. You may place your questions in the chat. Xavier, are you hearing me?
Here you know, you went offline for a little.
Okay, all right. Not sure where you stopped or where
You said
where did I drop off?
You stopped that. We're doing it a little differently this week.
Okay, so team, you may place your questions in the chat and we will answer them in the upcoming weeks. So Xavier, you may take it away.
All right. Thanks everybody again for joining. Special thanks to Kean and Kevin for agreeing to have the discussion with me today around sales. Let me first start by congratulating them on some encouraging signs we've been seeing since we've rolled them out with the usage of the new Salesforce effectiveness tool. The branches have been showing significant process over the period since we've made those changes. So Kevin or Kean, I don't know which one you want to take it first, but you can walk us through your approach to leading your sales team. And what are the top 2 insights you could share that have demonstrated how you are able to perform, given with the recent changes from SFE? Kevin, Kean.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Xavier, I'll go first. My approach to managing the team is one where I am involved in all aspects of their sales activity. So pipeline management for me, with anybody who have spoken to me about sales, know that it's at the top of my things to do as a sales officer. So we constantly review the pipeline, speak about how we're going to improve the pipeline to ensure that we're constantly pushing things through the funnel to meet the product sold. So pipeline management involves the various aspects, and for me, follow-up is the key element of it. So we will have persons who are prospecting every day, but if you don't follow up, you don't get to a product sold. So in coaching others and other informal session, I'm constantly talking to the members about their pipeline, what they have at the different stages. I'm pulling the data from SSMS and looking at that to have that conversation. Also empowering the team members to pull that data themselves and to analyze what they see, and what they're seeing will help them to get to the target and the product sold at the end of the week and at the end of the month. For me, the top 2, you said, Xavier? And so the top 2 things that I mentioned is constantly reviewing the pipeline and coaching around the performance.
All right. Thank you, Alethea, Xavier, the PMU team, and also thanks to the persons from the branch network who have joined in on this webinar. My approach is maybe a bit different from how Kean does it. I start maybe from a point of view that all staff members have an innate ability to do well. But however, success must come with a certain mindset as well as a willingness to work hard. And I also want them to develop a reference point towards sales in terms of, say, policies, procedures, and basically knowledge. So whenever they are doing any work, it's not what Tom says or what John says, but they are doing it from a particular framework. So I try to instill that in them. I also recognize that persons are different. So I try to manage persons in a different way, give them space to basically do their work. And then where I observe improvement that are required from a difference, I then try to encourage them along that way. I also try to encourage for a high standard of work. So whatever work they are doing, try to do the best that you can, and at all time aim for a consistently high standard of work. I also try to say to them, hey, look at the other angle. Once you're in sales, once you're in this role, persons, you're interacting with persons from the EU, from CDSU, from APC, think about them and how you do your work. In terms of the insight, maybe it is basically the high quality of work can impact or make decision making easier. Also, to focus on customer service. Once you're serving your customer to a particular standard, you will get repeat business and they'll also refer to you. So I try to focus on the sales staff from that point of view. They have the ability to do it, and I give them a space to then try and work. And behind the scenes, I basically push them forward.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yes.
Before I go back to Ken, let me ask you my next question first. So, how has the Salesforce Effectiveness Program empowered you to be a stronger sales leader? There are many things that that were changed in this space that would have allowed you to have better insight, better access to the information and data around how your sales team is performing. And how has that helped you to deliver and improve the performance of your team? We know we're in an active environment, Kevin, and you're delivering right now.
Sorry. In terms of the empowerment, the various tools have given us more information in a single environment. So you have more data to work with. So you can see all aspects of the sales funnel. You know exactly what's happening. So you can focus on the things that actually make a loan happen. So it gives some clarity and focus towards sales. You can do that. It also allows you to track a sales team member's performance. So rather than going to the person, you can stay remotely and see exactly what's happening. And there's also a structured approach, or you make your conversations, or you try to target the customers, who do you target. So it gives you a better framework on which to work forward. And it's all in one tool right on your desktop.
So it has made you a better servant leader.
Yes.
All right. Ken, same question. Your thoughts around that? How has it been since the program was rolled out? How has it allowed you to be a stronger sales leader?
All right, so for me, since the program rolled out, what it has done, it has kind of opened my eyes, create greater visibility around the activities of the sales team. And it has helped me to use that data to analyze and understand the activities of the sales team members. So primarily for me, and one of the biggest wins that I've seen is how the team has now used the 360 to help them to prospect, right? So the team has been using that. I've been using the SSMS tool and the various documents and tools that have been sent out, like the prospecting guide has helped the team to look for things that they may not have focused on, like how to enhance their networking skills, how to utilize the database that they have. It has also helped us to look at where you are at any given day. So for example, if there's somebody who has made 30 calls per week, and when you're looking, you're not seeing the product sold, then it allows us to have a conversation about the quality of those calls, what could have contributed to those products not converting. And then it helps us to look back and see what could we have fixed, how can we enhance those conversations, how can we look at the activities that we're doing, looking at the ROI from those activities to see, are we doing the right thing? So for me, the activities and the support that the team has brought and the tools that have been provided to us has really empowered us to be more analytical in how we support, how we coach, how we monitor, and help to lead the team to the performance that we're aspiring to get.
All right. Nice, Ken. So let me ask you, because you alluded to the tools, and that would have been my next question. So let me ask you if you could tell me two specific tools within the program that you have found most powerful and useful. I know you have incorporated them in your sales management. I know you've generally spoken around it, but if you can just be specific and say these two things in particular is what I find personally most interesting as part of my sales management.
All right, so the two things for me primarily is SSMS, right? SSMS is number one and the 360 is number two. So for me, SSMS gives me a full view of the entire process. So it gives me the weekly schedule. So I will know all the activities that the sales team have for the coming week. So I can know how to plan my time and whether I need to provide support to them on the various activities. It helps, the schedule helps me also in the performance meeting. So if somebody commits and say, okay, I'm going to be doing $10 million in loan this week, and I haven't heard about any visits, then I'll pull up the SSMS data, look at the weekly schedule to find out where is this $10 million coming from. It also helps me to track the team on a daily and a weekly basis as it relates to their target. So Kevin mentioned that instead of going to the sales officer and asking them where they are and pulling that data, I can pull up a dashboard in SSMS and look at my sales team on the various product line and see where they are. Again, for SSMS in coaching, when I pull the data along the funnel, their discover, their develop, and their deliver activities, I am looking at that to see how the sales team is moving the discover activities to the product sold. I've instance could cite where we're looking at persons who are creating 50 opportunities in 1 week. But when you look at the 50 opportunities, you only see them converting 10%. So it also enhances the conversations in the coaching and the huddle discussion. What kind of opportunities are you creating? What are the feedback that you're getting from customers why we're not converting enough? 360 gives us opportunity to prospect. So it will tell me, Xavier, if I should plug in your TRN, it can tell me all the products that you have within the NCB group. So I now know what can I target you for. I also know if you're an affluent customer, if you're a high net worth customer, and then it gives me an idea, okay, then you may be interested in an investment property because I'm not seeing a mortgage among the list of things that you have. So 360 has done that. So when the sales team is planning their activities, they utilize 360 to help them to determine if instead of calling John Brown about an auto loan, I now know that he got an auto loan 2 years ago and may not be ready to change, I can target him for a mortgage based on where you would be in his life cycle. So that is how I've been leveraging those two.
So you're leveraging 360 to help you to determine what are the most, what's most likely the need of the customer. So you can target your conversations around that. Interesting.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Kevin, same question to you. What tools in particular have you found useful and most powerful as you do sales management? I know you're within St. Catherine, so your customer base is a little bit different. So we know that's not one size fits all. So from your perspective, what has worked for you?
Well, even though it's a different market, I basically echo all the answers that Keon just gave. In terms of the 360, it basically saves time. You can see or get a feel of the customer within NCB's walls. So you basically start there and know whether you're going to waste time or how you can move forward. So I use the 360. I encourage the sales staff to use the 360. In terms of SSMS, I use that as well and a zoning and a branch activities. What I've said in the various discussions we have, if you're doing numerous sales conversations, it needs to be coming out or flowing through the funnel. So you need to be seeing products sold, applications going through. So just focusing on that area, I can have an idea. Are your conversations bringing fruits? So it provides a very powerful tool to have conversations around sales outcome. Because making, as Keon said, making the conversations and then not delivering on the applications or the product sold, then creates a problem. And I always say to my sales staff, somebody else will be looking on and asking, are we filling out numbers or are we trying to get results? So I'm always focusing on those two areas.
Right. Thanks. Nice. I'm going to switch and ask you another question That's probably going to tell how long I've been in the bank. Now, I used to think that I'm one of the newest persons around, but every time a November comes around, I realize how long I've been here. So, and you're my original lunch partner from when we were in head office together, when you're in credit, and you made the transition into branch management, which is a sales leader role. What has been your biggest challenge since becoming a sales professional? And how have you, and what did you do, and how did you overcome it?
In terms of challenges, the biggest challenge for any salesperson would be approaching a new customer. There may have been a slight break there, Xavier, and you're frozen. But
No,
I was saying,
I've heard you said you is approaching a new customer, so you can pick up from
approaching a new customer and also trying to, yes, and trying to win a sale from a customer who is basically doubtful or reluctant to basically go through. So what I try to do is a couple of things. One, I don't take rejections personally. If I go to the customer, it is basically not me, but maybe the product or some other thing why they may say no or expressing some doubt. So I'm able to forge on. I try to also then know my facts, know the product, know the products, know the policies, and be able to sell the value proposition, because we are in a competitive market. So it's not just about pricing, but the entire value proposition why you're going to that customer and why they want to do business with you to overcome the fear, whatever they may have. Also, I am big on customer service. Once the customer feels that you are genuine, you're going to them and they think that they are getting good service, they may even pay some extra or a higher price just to go with you. So I focus then again on product, the value proposition, and good customer service.
I see you're saying you focus on what makes you unique from the competition. And that's your service, being there for the customer.
Sure.
Got it.
Correct.
Right.
Because as we have heard Mr. Ethan says, we are all selling the same thing.
Yes. So we're a commodity, but it's a service that differentiates us. People. All right. Okay, what about you? First time official branch manager. Been in sales for a while though, but what has been your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it? Let's talk about Kean about that too.
Right. So guys, for me, the biggest challenge is to meet the need of the customer, right? So customers will come to us with various needs. How do I find the product to meet the need of the customer while still providing value for the organization? So a customer will come and want a product at a specific price point. And as you all mentioned, we're selling the same product. How do I engage the customer and get the customer to buy my product while still maintaining the profit lines that we need? It is about seeing the customer as a customer who has a need and who adds value, putting the customer at the forefront of all of my sales conversation and providing them with the ultimate value. So for me, that is one of the main things that I need to overcome as a sales professional while meeting the profit lines that we're asked to meet on a daily basis.
Sorry, let me unmute. What has been the best memory of a sale you won?
For me, the best memory of a sale I won is during my personal banking days. So I worked, of course, my first sales stint was in Portmore branch. And I met a customer, and they operate businesses in Portmore now, Kingston, and a couple locations in Kingston. And I remember when I met them, they were operating out of a container, right? So it's a wholesale, they're operating out of a container. And we encourage them to open bank accounts. We encourage them to start getting point of sale and start taking cards. And we encourage them to separate their personal from their business. And when I moved to Windward Road, they moved with me to Windward Road. and the business started growing there. We gave them their first loan while I was at Windward Road to come out of the container and to build a building. And the building now is in Portmore. It's K&M Wholesale and Meats, and they have about 5 locations now. And I take pride every time I see them grow. So they have the owners have a nephew, and the nephew called me some years ago and said, Karen, I want you to do for me what you did for them. Help me to grow. And for me, every time I pass the business place and I look at their growth, I take pride in knowing that I was there to help them to find the financial solutions that get them where they are. Of course, the account is now managed by Joycelyn. So, I mean, it is a big move. So for me, that was one of my best sales experience, to get them from the container to the 3 to 4 story building that they have in Portmore, the location in Crossroads, the location in Halfway Tree, and more buildings that they're looking to put out.
That's very nice. And as Jamaicans would say, you help them to develop, and they've gone to Joycelyn and a bad minor.
Well, it's about the customer, right, Xavier?
Right. Kevin, same question for you. What's your best memory of a sale you won?
Well, I will just use St. Jago's experience rather than going back to where I came from before. And there was a particular customer here at St. Jago who, very good customer, but they had moved all their business to the competition and was just about maybe leaving. And they made contact with a fellow branch manager who was out of town. And the person said, no, man, give Kevin a call and talk to him. So I called the person. He was very irate, very upset, but I was very calm, patient. I listened to him. And out of that, we basically created a dialogue and mutual respect. Suffice it to say, he then never moved or closed the accounts. And he started to gather shift a bit more business to us. We gave him some loans. We have more discussions, more openness, more trusting, negotiation. And gradually he had referred several other accounts to me. He has even taken maybe 5 or 6 loans now. Now the account has gone to SME. So we have moved from basically 0 to over $50 million now. So that has been a success story. He's a very demanding customer, but I was able to prevent him from going to the competition through sales, service, and trying to be honest and open with him. So I've been able to change what would have been a zero sum for us into a positive outcome.
So you're living true to our original theme or motto. Has changed now.
Bring back home.
Yes. They're bringing him home, and you're also impacting a better Jamaica. Nice. Nice, sir. So let me ask about now the well-being and the support that your sales team could do with. So in your opinion, Kevin, what can we do to drive cross-functional support for our sales team members? What are some additional things we can do?
Well, I start from the premise that maybe the non-sales persons are not fully appreciative of the efforts or the pressure that the sales team is under. In trying to get the non-service team to do more is maybe to increase recognition to them in terms of, say, maybe referrals and how we reward them for, say, referrals given. Also to share more information with the non-sales persons so they are aware of what's happening, the importance of sales to the bank and to the continuity of the bank. I'm not sure they are fully aware of the importance of sale. Also, I think maybe we could expose them even a 1 week or 2 week to perform in the sales role. So they become more appreciative of the role of a salesperson. So maybe a 1 week or 2 week, every now and again, so that they are aware of the demands of the sales function. Then we should get more from them. Also, and this may be a bit controversial, but maybe the target of the non-service person need in some way be aligned to the performance of the branch or the sales team members. So they become a part, they are more a part of the sales outcome. That's it.
All right. Kean, I don't want to be as controversial as Kevin, wanting to align targets with everybody. But it's an opinion, he's entitled to it. So Kean, the same thing for you. What can we do to support our sales team members? Oh, is there anything else that we can do much better? They're a fraction of the team, but they carry the burden for the team members.
So Xavier, for me, one of the first things is to bring back PYP, right? Because it kind of covers some of what Kevin mentioned about the support. So the PYP was driving greater support from all the business units across the network that was helping the sales team to meet that target. So for me, that would be one of the things that I think would help. The other thing that I think will help, and it comes from the different units, from marketing, from the GUU, from the various credit units, from the product units, is to collaborate more with the sales team to see what the customers are asking about on the ground. What is driving the customers' need to buy, and to design marketing activities and products around the customer, and not do it in isolation. So sometimes, even from an underwriting perspective, we don't think the underwriters see the customers. They see a delinquency portfolio that they're trying to maintain. And we see the customer, so it's to help to encourage and to help teach us how to write the credit so they can book successful loans for the sales officers. From marketing, of course, we always crave more marketing support and to create more visibility for the brand, the product, and the features of those products to the customers that we're serving. So if everybody that is involved in bringing a product to a customer come to a table and put their input to get the best product and the best marketing and the best pricing, I think it can help to support the sales team more.
Right.
Of course, PYP again will always bring in us referrals.
So you're saying protect your profit. That's what you're pushing.
Yes, at all levels.
At all levels, straight throughout the organization. All right, we'll make note of that, and we'll certainly discuss that and come back. Mindset is that we use that a lot. You hear that it's one of those keywords now that people use loosely from time to time. But it's a very powerful piece, because your mindset is a lot of things. How you think things usually impact how you move and you shape. So for you, Kean, how does your mindset affect your ability to succeed? And how do you stay motivated to make and surpass a sales goal? I know you have, in your instance, you have your district manager, Kevin, calling you sometime on a Tuesday here in a meeting with the Salesforce effectiveness folks and the division head. So you're coming under a lot of pressure, in quotes, to deliver. How do you stay motivated to make those goals? Because this is a relay that never ends, and you're always just as good as your last performance. How do you manage to stay motivated with all of those things?
All right, Xavier, for me, the thing that motivates me will always be my family. I aim never to disappoint them, right? So my daughter at 16 looks at me as a role model, and I'm proud of that. And I must always see myself winning and moving forward and setting trends for her to follow. I came up in the system when staff were on contract, when we just joined. And I've worked with persons who taught me to autograph my work with excellence and build a brand that I'm proud of. And I'm constantly motivated by wanting to add value to both customers and the team that I work with. and to see how I can help to motivate them to always be winning. So whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to give 200% to make sure at the end of the day, I give the best of myself to get that done. So I have a winner's mindset. I know I must always own the things that is put in front of me to achieve a goal. So I'm working towards that at all times. And I have a support unit, both inside of NCB and outside, that continues to drive and motivate that mindset to help me to get to the end point of always being successful at what I do. So primarily my children and a very strong support unit.
Kevin, same question to you. Again, because I've known you for some time, I've never seen you move out of this bandwidth that you're usually in. You always remain very calm, cool, and collected. Yeah. I've never seen you go off the deep end, any at all. I don't know that side of you.
It does happen.
To stay motivated. Same thing. Lauren calls you on for the discussions on Monday. We call her in on a Tuesday to have conversations around performance. There's always something about where are we, what are we delivering this week? How are we doing that? How do you manage to stay positive and motivated in that kind of environment? Because it's tough, it's sales.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe from a subconscious level, I just have a positive outlook on life, and I'm always happy, or I try to be happy with beneath the surface. So I'm always happy. I do go off the deep end, but not often. So I try to maintain be calm and take life easy. And I may have one particular philosophy, but if you fall 7 times, rise 8 times. And I also say that to the sales staff without their listening. It is challenging, but if you fall 7 times, get the strength and rise again. Find the strength within you to basically rise next time. So I always do that. Also, I think just being alive and well, being healthy, working, I think it gives me an opportunity to interact with the staff. I mean, I love the staff, I love people. So that helps to motivate me. I want to see the staff happy. Also, in terms of the customers, and you could say Jamaica land you love, right? Jamaica land you love, so I'm always going to be serving the customer. I want to see them happy.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Ken.
Yeah.
So we're wrapping up now, but within closing, I wanted us. Some time ago, I like watching crazy things on TV. I'm more into Discovery Channel and those kind of things. But I was watching Deadliest Catch, which I think, but in terms of the rate of accidents and fatal accidents, is the most dangerous job to do in the world. But one of the guys had on the boat, written on the boat, it says, attitude is everything, right? And I said, interesting. The guy is going to go out and he doesn't even know if he's going to make it back home to his family. But he's going out with an attitude to say he's going to go out there, do well, make some money and come back. And I'm saying what I've gotten from both you and Kean today is centered around that. The attitude is what's driving the acceptance of change that's in the space and your ability to adapt to the change and use the tools that are being delivered to you in a positive way to change your sales team and to adapt to the new way of working. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank both yourself and Kean again for spending the time with us to have dialogue. It helped us to understand a little bit more. I believe that it gives us a little more visibility into the sales and sales empowerment. And it's a critical part of our business, as you mentioned, that everything relies ultimately on what we're able to sell. That's what we're in the business for. We sell services, financial services. And if we're not selling, then we're out of business. And that's just not good for us. So again, I want to thank you for your insight, for spending the time. I want to thank the persons who logged in to join us and spend some time in their very busy day. We will have to now contend with the curfew hours So thanks again, Alethea. I'll turn back over to you now.
Thank you, Xavier. Thank you so much, team, for joining. Triple CBD team, wow, just wow. Kevin, Keon, your stories were just so uplifting and insightful. So team, remember, we're going to be answering your questions that you placed in the chat in upcoming communique about sales empowerment. That's it for now. We'll see you next week. Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. All the best.